You this morning to the Saturday morning Wake Up Now training call. We've got a lot in store. Last week, I promised you that I would be going over what I call the napkin presentation, and that's what we'll be doing today. And we'll be fielding questions about that and helping you better understand that. But what I'd like to do also in the way of announcements is to let you know that next week, next Saturday, Mr. Brandon Boyd will be doing the webinar and the training on Saturday, and you will not want to miss it. If you've got an email list, you better put everybody on your team on there. Here's why, folks. As I learned early on in my life to find successful people, find out what they do, listen to what they do, and then follow. And it has made all the difference in my business. If you want to know the history of Wake Up Now, if you want to know what it takes to succeed when there was very little product in this company, next Saturday, the guy that built it from the ground up as a distributor in the field doing what you do today is our master distributor and founder 7, Mr. Brandon Boyd. You will want to hear what he has to say. You're going to want to participate in that. You're going to want your people to participate in that training because what he's going to tell you is absolutely the truth. And it's something that you will need. I will be out of the country, so I won't be able to attend, but I'm grateful that they do record these things. That way we can get the recording and I can listen to it because I guarantee you the information will be valuable to you and it will allow you and show you how you can improve the results in your Wake Up Now business. With that, folks, we're going to move right into I'm going to share with you real quickly my screen. Now, just tell me, can everyone see my screen right now? If so, please type yes for me. Perfect. Folks, my name's Mike Ray. This is the first thing that I put together, and it's kind of rudimentary. You can look at it to show how we could explain the Wake Up Now opportunity and keep it simple. So this is what I call the napkin presentation, and I drew this diagram out actually on pieces of paper. I didn't have it nice and neat like it is here, but I drew it out, and so then I created this to kind of share with people what I did. So when I sat down with a friend or I sat down with a prospect, you'll notice in the upper right-hand corner, there are 3 numbers, 1, 2, 3. I asked 3 questions. The first question I asked was, do you buy groceries every month? Second question I asked, do you have a cell phone bill that you pay every month? Third question I asked is, do you eat out every month? And to all of those, guess what people would say? Yes, yes, and yes. So then I would follow up with this. How would you like to pay less for those services? Or how would you like to do those things for less? And once again, what do you think they said? They said yes. And I said, well, welcome to Wake Up Now. I'm a part of this company called Wake Up Now. Their primary goal is to assist people in taking control of their financial lives. They utilize technology to help people solve their problems. I said, now on average, most people will spend anywhere from $800 to $1,200 a month on groceries, eating out, clothes for the kids, cell phone, and we'd go down the list. And I said, our goal and objective at Wake Up Now and what people are doing today is they're saving anywhere from $300 to $500 on the things that they already buy each and every month. Does that sound like something you would be interested in? Great. Well, here's how it works. What we have is we have a rewards program. We have over 280,000 vendors around the country that provide discounts to those that are members of our organization, whether it's automotive repair, whether it's groceries, whether it's buying clothes for the kids, whether it's that cell phone bill, whether it's books, whether it's travel, whether it's car rental, plane tickets, all of those things, all the above things you can get discounts on. Now, once we save you the $300 to $500 a month, we haven't taken anything out of your budget. All we've done is we've allowed you to continue to buy the things that you always have bought just for less. We want you to take those savings and rather than go out and buy more stuff, we want you to take those savings and apply it to your consumer debt. Now, granted, there'll be people out there that say, I don't have any consumer debt. Then do you still have a mortgage payment? Yes. Then we're going to tell you to take that money and make extra payments on your mortgage. Why? Because our objective is to help you, number one, become financially free and create wealth for yourself. And they could follow that along. So I said, now what I've done is I've done two things. I've helped you save on spending, meaning I've helped you save money on the things that you already buy. Number two, I've helped you save on interest because when you make an extra payment on that credit card, right, it's going to save you on interest. Now, when you get to that part, we actually have a software program. It's proprietary to WakeUpNow that's going to allow you to create your own personal roadmap to debt elimination. Now, what happens is you're going to plug in, I want to put an extra $200, whether you decide to pay off your highest balance cards first or your lowest balance cards, and you're going to follow what Dave Ramsey calls that snowball technique, right? That snowball method. Once you pay off one card, you're going to roll it over to the next, to the next, to the next. And ultimately, you're going to save interest and you're going to pay your debt off sooner. And then because you get started with us here at Wake Up Now, you also get started in your own home-based business. And as an owner of a home-based business, there are 450 tax deductions at your disposal that you may qualify for. And we have a proprietary software program that's going to share with you what those are, and it's going to allow you to track it. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to do 3 things for you just by getting started with us. I'm going to save you money on the things that you already buy. I'm going to help you save money on your interest that you're paying on your consumer debt and eventually help you get out of debt. And 3, I'm going to help you save money on your taxes. Now, up until this point, are any of those things bad for you? And their response has always been yes. I said, now, in order to create wealth, there's 2 things that have to happen. First thing is you have to be on level ground. You have to have stability, right? Well, 2 ways to get out of debt I've always talked about is live on less than what you make. And 2, find a way to make more money. And with Wake Up Now, we have one of the most aggressive compensation plans in network marketing. Here's how it works. If you go out and you follow this simple formula that I'm going to share with you, you will be able to be successful in the Wake Up Now program. The simple formula is this: B3H3G3. Now, what does that mean? Bring 3, help 3, get 3. If you can follow that, if you can go out and find 3 people and help them get 3 people, and you continue to follow that program over and over again, you will be successful in this business as you teach your people to do the same. Let me give you an example. If you go out and you sponsor 3 people, you help them sponsor 3 people, that's a total of 12. You now become what we call a Founder 3, and you have access to the Founder 3 bonus, which is $400 a month in reoccurring residual income. Now, if I'm talking to someone that's been in network marketing before, here's what I tell them. I go, can you tell me anywhere on the planet, in any company, where if you sponsor 12 people, you can earn $400 in reoccurring residual income each and every month? So far, no one's been able to do it. Now, they will talk about getting started and sign up 12 and they get the big bonus up front, the fast start. Does that make sense? But after that first month, I call it going from hero to zero because they get the big bonus the first month. The next month, when the auto ships hit, it's small. It's less than $100. So then I turn around and I said, okay, now all you have to do is sponsor one more person and teach them to do the same thing. Go out and get their 3, help those 3 get their 3, and you continue. You become a founder 4. At founder 4, you have a volume requirement of 10,000, which equals a total amount of people in your organization of 112. You will earn a bonus of $2,000. You can max out that bonus at 5,000. And I go through founder 5, founder 6, and founder 7 just the same way. Then here's traditionally what the question is. How much does it cost to get started? And I tell them it's $99.95. Now, that's when we originally started this program. Today, I tell people the most effective way to get started is $350. In fact, so what I do is I give them an option. I said, well, to get started, okay, here's how you word it. It depends on what you're looking for, but it can range anywhere from $99.95 up to $350. And then the question is, well, what's the difference? I said $99.95 gets you started in the business. And you can go out and you can start building and you can follow the success formula B3, H3, G3 and be successful in building this business. Now, if you decide that you want to grow your business in what I believe is the most effective way, and that is utilizing marketing tools, then what you'll want to do is you'll want to start with the Business Builder Pack, which is $350. And in that Business Builder Pack, you're going to get 50 30-day trials that are going to allow you to share with your prospects the business and allow them to test drive the programs that you're sharing with them for 30 days. At the end of that 30 days, of course, with you following up consistently, they're going to make a decision. Either they want to become a customer or they're going to want to join you as a partner in the business. But what it does for you is it allows you immediately to get out and start marketing your business in what I believe is a very effective way. And it's just like you never buy a car without test driving it. And usually most people are sold on the car when they get behind the wheel of it. So do the same thing with your business, but that choice is yours. And then I ask this question, which would you prefer? And you allow them to make the decision. Now, when I came out with this is very rudimentary, but you can draw this, guys, on a napkin, on a piece of paper. And that's what I did in the very early days. I drew it on a piece of paper. I'm just showing you what the diagrams look like. I draw out everything that you see here. I draw the line that goes over and shows consumer debt. I draw a box around where it says 450 tax deductions and save on taxes. I put at the top. And then I draw out, of course, the compensation plan and what they needed to get there. Now, I'll be honest with you, most people won't be able to see past Founder 4. Now, what do I mean when I say that? Most people that will look at it, you know what, we can get into the big numbers and everybody will have a dream, but most people will not be able to see past Founder 4. At Founder 4, they have 112 people in their business. For a lot of people, that's going to be a big number. But you know what number works for most people? 12. It's something that they can conceive, believe, therefore they can achieve it. And $400 a month, reoccurring residual income changes people's lives. It's that simple. If you go out and you ask the questions, and you do the research, you will find that 400 additional dollars in someone's life and in their budget changes their life dramatically. Now you go, Mike, but it's only $400. And that's the challenge, folks, is we look at it and we say it's only $400. Here's the question I want you to do the math on. How much money would you have to have in the bank that would pay you solely on the interest each and every month? $400. You go out and do the math and you discover what that number is. I think you'll be surprised at what that $400 in reoccurring residual income is worth. See, folks, that's passive income. That's money you don't have to go and work for. Once you get those 12 and they remain active and you continue to work with them, guess what? That comes in and month out. That's the great thing about network marketing. You see, for some of you that have befriended me on Facebook, you probably saw I posted something this week on Facebook. I retired back in 2007 from a company. And you know what? They have consistently sent me a check every Friday. And I have done absolutely zero in the 5 years that I retired from that company. It's because I built a firm foundation, and that foundation's continuing to pay me. That's what network marketing offers you. Now, I told you this was a little rudimentary, and one of the team members took what I had, and they created another 4-step process that explains Wake Up Now, and it's a little napkin presentation. And it's a little bit prettier than what you just saw, but it does the exact same thing, and it has bullet points for you to follow. Notice it doesn't have, though, the 1, 2, 3 in the upper right-hand corner. You're going to want to start off with those questions, folks, because that leads you right in to the Wake Up Now rewards program. Save on products and services you use every day at places you already shop, Best Buy, Target, Home Depot, and more. World's largest private discount network, over 280,000 merchants. Talks about the mall, talks about premiums, travel, as well as outdoors. Finance, track every transaction, organize your monthly budget, monitoring income versus spending, save on average of 15% on a monthly basis. And that's a statistic that they found that most people will save just by budgeting. Create their own customized roadmap to debt elimination, specialized software program to help optimize your payments and pay off your mortgage faster. And then save on taxes, on deduction. Take advantage of the 450 potential tax deductions. Use your smartphone to track all your business expenses. Simply hand your reports to your accountant at tax time. And then, of course, it's got Sandy Botkin, because TaxBot is a part of Sandy's program. And Sandy says if you have a home-based business, you can save $3,000 to $9,000 in taxes every year, legally, morally, and ethically. And then, of course, it has the Wake Up Now compensation plan, what we just went through. And I go through that. And so that's a little bit prettier for you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually send these over to Chad Jardine over at Wake Up Now, and hopefully they can post them in a place where you folks will be able to go and have access to these files and utilize them in growing your business. And it's just that simple, folks. Why would I use something like this in presenting the business? Because whatever I do in my presentation, the person I'm presenting to is asking themselves a question. And the question is this: is this something I can do? And so I'll ask you the question: does what I just went through seem difficult to you, or does it seem like something that you can do? If it does seem like something you can do, please type yes. Perfect. So that means everybody heard it. Excellent. Well, with that, folks, I just want to end on a note. I was on the internet earlier today, and the question that came up. There's a book that's coming out entitled Who stole the American dream? And as I pondered that, I thought, wow, the world in which we live in today has changed, and it's going to continue to change. And where once you and I lived lives of luxury, people are struggling to make ends meet. Statistics show that a lot of people barely have enough to meet the basics. And in a recent survey that I went through, it said that people that were struggling were making $100,000 to $150,000 a year, and they were struggling to meet the basics. And I thought, wow, if that's the challenge at 150, and what that said to me, I just want you to know that spoke volumes that we in America must learn to manage the wealth that we already have. Where has the American dream gone? It's gone nowhere, folks. It's still here. It's still achievable. It just requires us now to give more attention and focus to it. You see, I believe that we got lax because we live such a good life in America. You see, America is still the land of opportunity. People are still giving their lives to make it to the shores of America. Why? Because this is the place where dreams can come true. Just down the street from me is a little small Chinese restaurant. Actually, I wouldn't even call it a restaurant. It's like a little cafe. They've got two tables, and then they've got like two slats on the side where you can sit at like a bar, and then they cook. The young lady and her husband that own it, they came from mainland China to America with the shirts on their back. Within 5 years, they had that restaurant. Today, she's gone to the local university to continue her education while he spends his days there at their little shop. And I talked to her about it because she speaks broken English. And I asked her where she learned English. She said, watching television. And we talked about what it meant for her to come to America. She said, you know what? My worst day in America is much better than what I had back home. You see, folks, you and I have been born in a land of abundance. And sometimes we get complacent with the abundance that we have. And we lose sight that in order to remain free, whether it be financially or it be physically, requires sacrifice, requires dedication, requires work. Immigrants are coming into this country each and every year, and within 2 to 3 years, they're changing their lives completely, and they're living that American dream that you and I seem to find it hard to do. So when I saw that this morning, who stole the American dream, I realized that no one's stolen it. It hasn't gone anywhere except you and I no longer give it the attention that we once did. See, I think if all of you traced your roots back, I think you'd all find that somewhere down the line, someone in your family, somewhere in your household was an immigrant to this country. And through hard labor and toil, they carved out for themselves an American dream. And you're the recipients of that dream. So the question you have to ask yourself is, will I move it forward or will I stay stagnant? And I have to say, and I have to confess, for a large portion of America, we've elected to remain stagnant rather than building on that dream. We've looked to other people to make that dream a reality for us. We've looked to the government. We've looked to family and friends, when reality is, if it's going to be, it's up to me. That means you have to roll up your sleeves and you have to go to work. But more importantly, folks, you have to take the time to ponder. Now, that seems like an odd thing to say. Take the time to ponder. Why would I say something like that? Well, folks, it's in the silent moments of our lives that we can see more clearly what it is that we deserve. And once we have a clear vision of what it is that we deserve, and we believe that we deserve it, is the time that that vision begins to become a reality. You see, life fools us. Life tries to keep us so busy that we lose sight of the end goal. And I think the end goal for most of us is to live a significant life. I don't think the end goal is to build a network marketing business. That's a part of it. But hopefully your end goal is to live a significant life. So that at the end of the day, when the cards are counted and the last tick on the clock ticks for you or it ticks for me, we can look at our lives and say it was a life of significance, meaning that the world is a better place because we existed. Now, if that's what you're after, folks, and that's what your goal is, take the time today to look in the mirror and measure your progress. See, the torch has been passed to you, and you're going to pass it to your kids. What kind of torch are you going to pass to them? And are you willing to pay the price? Because we are in the land of prosperity, to create the prosperity, number one, that you desire and that you deserve, and to pass it on to your children. I'm grateful to be American. I've lived outside this country. I traveled outside this country. As a matter of fact, I'm leaving on Sunday to head back to Southeast Asia, and I have some wonderful friends there. And they struggle every day to put food on the table because of the countries in which they live. But you know what? They survive and they prosper in a third world. And here you and I are living in a first world country where prosperity abounds. It's dripping on every corner. And someone has the audacity to write a book, Who Stole the American Dream? So choose not to be a victim, but to be a victor. And I'm grateful for that Troy Muhlstein, the founder of WakeUpNow, made that choice when his American dream of working for one company all his life fell apart. He could have chosen to fall apart with it, but he didn't. And because he didn't, you and I have the opportunity that we have today with this company called WakeUpNow. We have the opportunity not only to build our dreams, but to build other people's dreams and to serve them. And if you have a belief in this company, stick with it long enough until you reach your destination. Now, folks, I've shared a lot of information. I want to open it up for any questions you have in regards to the napkin presentation. Okay, hold on one second. Yes, Keith, I don't know if you heard. I'm going to send it over to Chad Jardine over at Wake Up Now. I'll let him know that I shared this with everyone today on the call and that you guys would like copies of it so that you can have it, print it out, and use it as you go out and show the business. Yes, Cy Nibs. You said that's been out for some time. Absolutely, it's been out for some time. Okay. Okay, Steve Roth says the second part he could do. The first part he says would be difficult for most people to master. Steve, help me understand what's difficult about it. Let me see if I can address that. You know what? I will not be, Phil, I will not be in Bangkok this time. I'm actually going to be in Malaysia and Singapore, and I may make a quick trip into Indonesia. But on one of my trips out there, most definitely, I'll get out to Bangkok, and we'll have to connect. A beautiful place. I've been there many times. Love it. Steve, you still with me, brother? Oh, just the way I used to draw it out. Yes. Now, Steve, I'm hoping that this new color improved one will be a little easier for people to follow. Okay, excellent. You agree with that? Perfect. Any questions about the napkin presentation? Did it make sense? Everybody was able to follow it. Now, let me give you a formula that this presentation follows. It's 3SM3. Everybody should have gotten that from me. The three S's: save on spending, save on interest, save on taxes. The three M's: make more money. Everybody got that? Okay. Here, Steve, great suggestion, Steve. Steve said having a list of questions. Guys, I'll just put those three questions. I'll put maybe 4 or 5 questions that I send to Chad so he can put those up. But really, I want you to ask the questions that, and look at your own life. This is what I want you to ask yourself. What do I buy on a monthly basis? Well, I buy clothes for the kids. I buy groceries. We eat out at restaurants. We go to movies. All of those things we can allow people to continue to do just for less. Christian, yes, this is being recorded, so the recording should be able to be posted. Um, so I will pass that on to the powers that be, and they'll put them up in their normal spot, I think, in the back office. Any other questions out there, guys? Okay, 3SM3. Three S's: save on spending, save on interest, save on taxes. The 3M: make more money. Okay. So that's the way that you can remember it as you talk to people about the business. We're going to save them on the things they buy every day. We're going to help them budget their life and their finances so they can save on interest and eliminate their debt. We're going to save them on their taxes by getting them started in their own home-based business. And last, we're going to show them a way to make more money. Steve, I will find out if we can put it up somewhere where you guys can have access to send to your organization. But Steve, you know what? I'm going to be a big proponent also. I understand people have things to do. I want to applaud everybody that's here on Saturday mornings, folks, because you're showing up. But Steve, I'd be on the phone with my downline and telling them, guys, you have to get to the Saturday call. The information will help you grow and build your business. And a large part of this business, Steve, for me is about showing up, because you never know when information is going to be shared that'll transform your life. I understand that people have other things happening in their lives. I get it. I've been there. I'm still there. I've got 5 kids. But we have to carve out time for our business in order that we might get where we want to go. But I'll make sure to pass that on to them, Steve, so they can make sure they do that. Absolutely. I agree, brother. I agree. This makes it simple. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, folks, with that, I'm going to open it up again one last time for any questions before I sign off for the day. Feel free to ask any question. I'm an open book test, or I'm an open book, shall I say, not a test. No problem, guys. No problem. All right. With that, sounds like everybody's got their questions answered. Have a fantastic weekend. Spend time with your family. Wishing you massive success. I'll see you when I'm back in the country. Remember, next Saturday, Mr. Brandon Boyd will be doing this call. You will not want to miss it. You'll want to get your people on it. Guys, Brandon was the guy at the very beginning when they first got started. The doors had barely opened. He went out and he can tell his own story. But, folks, the amount of people he brought in within a 90-day window, and I'm talking about hundreds, not tens, hundreds, was amazing. Wake Up Now is here today because he built it. And he locked arms with great people, and they built it together. And so you will not want to miss what he has to say. So get your team online. Tell them they've got to be here. They've got to hear him. And I look forward to listening to the recording when I get back in town. Wishing you again massive, massive success, a great upcoming week, and God bless.